Ever wanted to know how to talk about who you hang out with in Japanese? By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to do that and much more in Japanese.
Minasan, konnichiwa, Kata desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Hey everyone, my name's Carter. I'm looking forward to going over this lesson with you guys.
By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to talk about who you spend time with and speak using nominal verbs. We'll talk about what nominal verbs are later, but first, let's go over some vocabulary. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but I do want to give a special mention to baiten or kiosk. Most Japanese schools have baiten that sell things from snacks to school supplies. Let me show you a few pictures. The first sentence pattern I'm going to talk about today is the with particle, to. Like most preposition-like words in Japanese, these particles, they're going to be going after the word that they're modifying. So in the example sentence, we have tomodachi to issho ni shukudai o shimasu. So the to goes with tomodachi, which is friends. And it says shukudai o shimasu, so I will or do or do homework with my friends. Then you have ishoni in parentheses here. That means that ishoni, which means together, is optional. You can say I do homework together with my friends, or I do homework with my friends. Either way is fine. The next sentence pattern I'm going to talk about is nominal verbs. Nominal verbs are, more simply put, noun verbs. The reason they're called noun verbs is because they have a noun in them, and they are turned into verbs with a modifying auxiliary verb. Here we have the example that we're going to be using today, benkyou suru or benkyou o suru. And benkyou is a noun. It means studies. However, you stick suru onto the end of it with the optional o in between, and it becomes to study. Let's look at this simple example sentence. Toshokan de benkyou shimasu. So here you can say toshokan de benkyou shimasu or toshokan de benkyou o shimasu. The o is completely optional here. However, it's not always that easy. Let's look at a different example. For example, telling someone that you are going to study Japanese. Here, this example sentence, Nihongo o benkyou shimasu. You see I've crossed out the o in front of benkyou, and that's because in this sentence you cannot put it here. The reason for that is that we have o already, marking Nihongo as the direct object. And since Nihongo is the object of benkyou shimasu, you can't have benkyou be the object of shimasu at the same time. It's way too confusing. However, there is a way to get around this, so to speak. Here I've switched things up a little bit. It says, Nihongo no benkyou o shimasu. Here I've taken the o out in front that was in front of Nihongo, and I put in no. That attaches Nihongo to benkyou, making Nihongo no benkyou
a single noun phrase that means Japanese studies. And then we say o shimasu after that because we are doing Japanese studies. In this case, however, even though we are able to put the o after benkyo, we are not able to take it out freely because we have made this noun phrase with nihongo no. And so in this case, we can't say nihongo no benkyou shimasu. You have to say nihongo no benkyou o shimasu. So that might have been a little confusing. So let's just go over that real fast. We've got nihongo benkyou shimasu, where we're saying I will study Japanese. And then we have nihongo no benkyou o shimasu, which is I will do my Japanese studies. You're saying slightly different things, but functionally these sentences are the same, and you can use them interchangeably. Let's look at some examples. Here we have a picture of Gandalf studying at a library. So if we want to describe what's going on in this picture, we can say Gandalf wa toshokan de benkyou shimasu, or Gandalf wa toshokan de benkyou o shimasu. Here we have a picture of Snape turning Harry and Ron's attention back to their studies. Now, we don't care so much about Snape right now. We want to know who Harry is hanging out with. So we're going to say, Hari wa Ron to issho ni shukudai o shimasu. Harry does his homework with Ron. Here we have an image of Sherlock Holmes engaging in the rare practice of reading a newspaper. Now, he doesn't read a newspaper always, but he does do it sometimes. So to say that, we're going to say, Sherlock Holmes wa tokidoki shinbun o yomimasu. I'm sure you all remember the touching scene where Will and Jonathan Byers from Stranger Things listen to music together. Now, if we want to say that Will listens to music with John, we can say, Will wa Jonathan to ongaku o kikimasu. Now, a lot of people enjoy listening to music with other people, but a lot of other people like to plug in and listen to music by themselves. So, if you want to say that you do it by yourself, say hitori de. So instead of Will wa Jonathan to ongaku o kikimasu, if we wanted to say that Will listens to music by himself, we could say Will wa hitori de ongaku o kikimasu. So let's go over some quick practice questions I thought up. So here we have a question, Toshokan de nani o benkyou shimasu ka? Or in other words, what do you study or what will you study at the library? Think of an answer that you could say in response to this. Now, you might have said that you studied something different, but as an example, I said Chugoku o benkyou shimasu, or I will study or I study Chinese. Let's look at another question. Dare to issho ni hon o yomimasu ka? Who do you read books with? Now, you might read books by yourself, so you might have said hitori de hon o yomimasu. I read books usually with my wife, so I said tsuma to issho ni yomimasu. Well, it looks like we've accomplished all of our goals today. Now, you can talk about who you hang out with, and now you know about nominal verbs. Hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, as well as this picture of me posing as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Here's a couple of lists, one of the vocabulary and one of the sentence patterns that we went over today. Have a good rest of your day, and hope that you enjoyed this lesson again. Mata ne!